Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Raila Molo Odinga was actually supposed to lead the mass action today in the afternoon, as of the noon, but the reports have emerged on how the Azimio team tricked the police, and the police ended up chasing an empty convoy for 8 hours whilst Raila Odinga was somewhere in Muthaiga. And it opens a lid on the intelligence lapses that has always been aiding Raila Odinga's the mass action that has been the protests that have been led by Raila Odinga. And this reminds me of the Kawangware, because Raila started through the Kawangware to the Westlands and actually drove through Kangemi and came back the other side of Kiambu, then got its way to the CBD. And there is a tweet that has just come from Caleb Hamisi. And I just want us to look at that tweet. Someone has just shared that tweet with me. I've just seen it right away now. Now, Honorable Caleb Hamisi is saying, so today police were tricked by Azimio. They chased empty convoy put on road by Azimio for 8 good hours, while Raila Odinga was at Muthaiga and police feared to tear gas UN staff residences. DKK, we are giving bursaries, muongeza masomo, and then shule kidogo, we meet on Thursday. Now, that was just released today. Earlier, and this tweet is showing bit of what is going on, and I think this now throws, today, that convoy, it was that we are live, but Raila was not coming out of that convoy. Raila did not address that convoy. Number two, he also doesn't have the security details. And, that was just announced some hours ago, some minutes ago, that Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Raila Odinga's security details were actually with the drone. Now, this is what happened earlier on. I want you to watch this video here. This is a video of Edwin Sifuna leading a host of Azimio MPs that went to William Ruto's Harambee House office, Harambee Annex office, and they went there to file a petition, or rather to send their petition, and they were allowed in. I don't know how they evaded the police barricades. In Nairobi today, it was not like what was witnessed in the previous day. Then questions were emerging on how they evaded, because the moment they went there, then the police were telling them to leave. Then while at the gate, they were tear gassed. So when they were tear gassed, they dispersed, and then they took different direction. Then from then, Edwin Sifuna got in his car, and he had the convoy. There was also another convoy in town for Edwin Sifuna. So all along, police even knew that Edwin Sifuna, they didn't know that that convoy was Edwin Sifuna. They knew that was where Raila was. Because there was already a tweet that emerged that Raila is already in town. And unlike a situation where he would be coming out of town, he was going to be in town. So what they did, what Azimio did, because they knew the police were pursuing where Raila is and they were going after the convoy, there were 15 chase cars, police land cruisers, escorting that empty convoy. The convoy did not have any single Azimio leader, be it Raila Odinga, Jeremiah Kioni, Kalonzo Musyoka, and Wajakoya, all of them. None was in that police convoy that was being chased in Westlands. So, if you check the video that I was showing you, it actually distracted the attention of the police, and they kept on then chasing that police convoy, only for Edwin Sifuna to come out. So secondly, it is then also coming clear that Raila decided, and I think immediately the security was withdrawn, and it's also good to clarify that the withdrawal of security affected both Raila Odinga and even Ida Odinga. So, and I'm wondering why Ida, because Ida did not go to the protest, It's also understood that even the residents, the current residents, and the one at home in Bondo could have also been affected. But then that has not been confirmed. So immediately that happened, Raila went to a UN to seek residence in the staff of UN. So who do you think that was, and what was behind it? In Muthaiga, I can tell you, that is a place that is really for the haves, and it's not. And it also shows you the fact that he got a space, he got a place they could really get refuge. That also shows you the connection maybe behind it. But then I'm so interested, and I'm so interested in this. How did the intelligence not, is the police operation not guided by the intelligence? If they are looking for Raila Odinga, and they know Raila Odinga where Raila is, then why didn't they just go for him there? If they were really pursuing Raila Odinga, it only shows bit of the lapses and in the system. And again, it has opened a new the way of confusion. Now, next time, if Azimio la Umoja is heading and is in a convoy, where will they know where Raila is? Yes, you may just want to know. How will they know where Raila Odinga is? Because if this time he was supposed to be in that car, he was supposed to be in that convoy, and he was not in that convoy. So that means he can be somewhere in CBD, and the police will then move around and follow the convoy, any other convoy that is around of any Azimia leader, but leaving Raila somewhere in the CBD. It's a very interesting one here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have just tried to look at this issue in details and the way the operation might really have been done. And critically, you can also see that even on the intelligence side, there are either lapses or it is intentional, aided, maybe to make sure that the day succeeds. How do Raila thrive through? How does he maneuver his way? You know, it makes me remember of the last, the Kawangware one. When in Kawangware, there was attack. There was a police radio. There was a radio call by security details that were getting directions from another police officer on the other end, who was showing and really directing, making them make the right decisions on the routes they will be taking, in respect of the police barricades that have been erected in Nairobi. So I just want to narrow down to this and look at it this way. Now that they chased that car, they chased that convoy, and someone was saying it was carrying Kinagaucho and the Nuru Okanga, not even the elected members of parliament, not even the members of parliament were there. They later came to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and Foundation and issued a press briefing on the day, on how the day unfolded. If you look at the way they were dressed, maybe they were out, but they realized they would be out of it. Now, one thing I can see here is the moment Raila Odinga realized that his security details were withdrawn, I think he got intelligence of how the convoy will be handled, or maybe how the security details were trying to pursue him. He might have got intel and then was guided just to avoid so much, so that he makes sure he's not part of it. Because you can say, for the last 2 days, Moses Kuria have done two things. One is saying they want to kill powerful Azimio leader. The most powerful Azimio leader now is Raila Odinga, and spend the rest of their life defending themselves on court on that for that. That's number one. Number two, he also did a tender of body bags, urgent tender of body bags, in signaling maybe some bloodshed. So those two those two events happened, and it might have really irritated. It might have really got intelligence on how this was going to be done. Remember, the Raila Odinga team have been insisting it's not child's play for assassination, especially in this age. It's not child's play. I think some leaders are just making statements for the sake of the moment. But truth be said, it's not child's play to just assassinate someone. Now, even if you feel like I am uncomfortable with what he or she is doing. Now, so that's the other thing that you can look here. That he knew very well that had happened. The third aspect why Raila decided to play this trick is in the morning the reports had emerged, and the goons were unleashed. These goons, that's it. You see, it's not purely clear, and it's not clearly that those who burnt the bus and the trailer, the Ngong Road and the other one in Eastern Bypass, were all protesters, were actually protesters. Because, truth be said, this is not the first protest. And Raila said, let's have a peaceful protest. And if that was to happen, what Raila did is to make sure, because there could have been retaliatory attacks on that convoy. I am just making my guess. There could have been retaliatory attacks on that convoy. The moment the Land Cruiser was chasing after Raila and they realized it was not coming out to address the crowds and was not talking, and that Land Cruiser was just roving around, it roamed around and Raila Odinga was not coming out of it. No one was coming out of it to address the rally. And even though it was directed by the speakers and everything, and that's why the live stream actually was cut off. Truth and also be said is that he had known very well that being that there were state aided goons that were already unleashed in the streets, he did not want to go there because it would also have risked the lives of others. And let me tell you, even the media knew that Raila Odinga was not in that convoy. If you look at their coverage today, it was not much. They don't give it the 24-hour, the eye clock coverage, looking at where he is. They did not, and this is, according to me, in the corridors of the media, they might have known that Raila Odinga was not going to be there. And you may ask yourself, how fast did the media invites, were invites done that when they went to Jaramogi to make that press briefing, the media were there? How fast were those invites done? It also shows you how Raila Odinga decided to play the game to make sure that he will evade this other aspect. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my take. You're coming back with an interesting one from about one of the events that happened today. Thank you.